welcome back to the channel Jkworld035, and we are back with the series of book reading Atomic Habit, and this is episode number 18. So today's chapter is the third law, make it easy. So walk slow but never backward. So it's a so deep meaning on this. Walk slow but never backhand means like you walk slow, like आराम से चलो but पीछे मत हो. It's mean in Hindi. So let's read. Listen carefully. On the first day of class, Jerry Ullsman, a professor at the University of Florida, divided his film photography students into two groups. Everyone on the left side of the classroom, he explained, would be in the quality group. They would be graded slowly, slowly, on the amount of work they produced. On the final day of class, he would tally the number of photos submitted by each student. On 100 photos would rate an A, 90 photos a B, 80 photos a C, and so on. Meanwhile, everyone on the right side of the room would be in the quality group. They would be graded only on the excellence of their work. They would only need to produce one photo during the semester, but to get an A, it had to be a nearly perfect image. At the end of the term, he was surprised to find that all the best photos were produced by the quality group. During the semester, these students busy at taking photos, experimenting with composition and lighting, testing out various methods in the dark room, and learning from their mistakes. In the process of creating hundreds of photos, they honed their skills. Meanwhile, the quality group around speculating about perfection. In the end, they had little to show for their effort other than unverified theories and one mediocre photo. It is easy to get bogged down trying to find the optimal plan for change, the fastest way to lose weight, the best program to build muscle, the perfect idea for a side hustle. We are so focused on the figuring out the best approach that we never get around to taking action. As Walder once wrote, the best is the enemy of the good. I refer to this as the difference between being in motion and taking action. The two ideas sound similar, but they are not the same. When you are in the motion, you are planning and strategizing and learning. Those are all good things, but they won't produce a result. Action on the other hand is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. If I outline 20 ideas for article, I went to write, that's motion. If I actually sit down and write an article, that's action. If I search for a better diet plan and read a few books on the topic, that's motion. If I actually eat a healthy meal, that's action. Sometimes motion is useful, but it will never produce an outcome by itself. If it doesn't matter how many times you go talk to the person trainer, that motion will never get you in a shape. Only the action of working out will get the result you are looking to achieve. If motion doesn't lead a result, why do we do it? Sometimes we do it because we actually need a plan or learn more. But more often than not, we do it because motion allows us to feel like we are making progress without running the risk of failure. Most of us are experts to avoiding criticism. It doesn't feel good to fail or to be judged publicly, so trend we tend to avoid situations where that might happen, and that's the biggest reason why you slip into motion rather than taking action. You want to delay failure. It's easy it's easy to be in motion and convince yourself that you are still making progress. You think, I will got conversation going with 4 potential clients right now. This is good. We are moving in the right direction. Or I brainstorms some ideas for that book I want to write. This coming together. Motion makes you feel like you are getting things done, but really you are just preparing to get something done. When preparation become a form of procrastinations, you need to change something. You don't want to merely be planning, you want to be practicing. If you want to master a habit, the key is to start with a repetition, not perfection. You don't need to map out every future of a new habit. You just need to practice it. This is the first takeaway of the third law. You just need to get your reps in. Got it? So how long does it actually take to form a new habit? Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The more you repeat an activity, the more the structure of your brain changes to become efficient at that activity. Neuroscientists call the long-term potentiation, which refer to the strengthening of connections between neurons in the brain based on recent pattern of activity. With each repetition, cell to cell signaling improves and the neural connections twine first. Described your neurologic Donald Ham in 1949. This phenomena is commonly known as a Hub's law. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Repeating a habit lead to a clear physical changes in the brain. In musician, the cerebellum critical of physical movements like plucking a guitar string or pulling a violin. Pulling a violin bow is larger than it is in non-musician mathematician. Meanwhile, have increased gray matters in the inferior parietal lobe, which plays a key role in computations and the calculation, its size is directly uh, correlated correlated with the amount of the time spent in that field. The older and more experienced the mathematician, the greater the increase in gray matter. When scientists analyzed the brains of taxi drivers in London, they found that the hippocampus, a region of the brain involved in spatial memories, was significantly larger in their subjects. Then, in non-taxi driver, even more fascinating, the hippocampus decreased in the size when the driver retired, like the muscles of the body responding to regular weight training. Particular region of the brain adapt as they are used and atrophy as they are abandoned. Of course, the importance of the repetition is establishing habits was recognized long before neuroscientists began poking around in 1860. The English philosopher George Hedge Leaves noted, in learning to speak a new language, to play on a musical instrument, or to perform uncus- unaccustomed movement, great difficulty is felt because the channels through which each sensation has to pass have not become established. But no sooner has frequent repetition cut a pathway than this different difficulty vanishes. The action become a automatic, that they can be performed while the mind is otherwise engaged. Both common sense and scientific evidence agree repetition is a form of change. Each time you repeat an action, you are activating a particular neural circuit associated with that habit. This means that simply putting in your reps is one of the most critical steps you can take to encoding a new habit. It is why the students who took tons of photos improved their skills, while those who merely uh, theorized about perfect photos did not. One group engaged in active practice, the other is passive learning, one in action, the other in motion. All habits follow a similar trajectory, from effortful practice to automatic behavior, a process known as automaticity. Automaticity is the ability to perform a behavior without thinking about each step, which occurs when the non conscious mind takes over. It looks something like this. So on the so you will see what it looked like when researchers track the level of automaticity for an actual habit like walking for 10 minutes each day. The shape of these charts, which scientists call learning curves, revolve an important truth about behavior change. Habit form based on the frequency. Most common question I hear is, how long does it take to build a new habit? But what people really should be asking is, how many does it take to form a new habit? That is, how many repetitions are required to make a habit automatic. There is nothing magical about time passing with regards to habit formation. It doesn't matter if it's been 21 days or 30 days or 300 days. What matters is the rate at which you perform the behavior. You could do something twice in a 30 days or 200 times. It's the frequency that makes the difference. Your current habits has been internalized over the course of the hundreds, if not thousands of repetition. New habit require the same level of frequency. You need to string together enough successful attempts until the behavior is firmly embedded in your mind and you cross the habit line. In practice, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for a habit to become automatic. What matters is that you take the action you need to take to make progress. Whether an action is fully automatic is of less importance. To build a habit, you need to practice it, and the most effective way to make practice happen is there to the third law of behavior change. Make it easy. The chapter of the following will show you how to do exactly that. So this is the chapter walk slowly but never back end. So what is the chapter summary? The third law of behavior change is make it easy. The most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of times you have performed it. So guys, this is the chapter of walk slowly but never back in. So yeah, that is the chapter. So thank you so much for watching this video. So if you like this video, like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel of Jkworld035, and we will meet in another episode of book reading series Atomic Habits. So yeah, bye bye guys, take care.